Hello, fellow mathematicians. This is 9.3, multiplying binomials for algebra. So make sure you title your notebook. Now in 9.3, my first example is using the distributive property. So if you look at this equation, they're going to say, simplify that. Well, I don't know how to simplify that, so I'm going to use the distributive property. I'm going to take this 2x and I'm going to distribute it to everything in the second set. And you can see they did that right here. And then I'm going to take the 3 and distribute it to everything in the second set. And they did that there. So if I were to do A, so I'll show you how to do A. I'm going to do 6h times 2h plus 3 plus negative 7 times 2h plus 3. So you're right, you're just breaking this up into two pieces. And I'm multiplying each of them by the second one. So 6h times 2h is 12h squared. And 6h plus 3 is 18h plus negative 14h minus 21. Now, my last step is I have to combine like terms. So I can see that these two are the same. They both are an h. So I have 12h squared plus 4h minus 21. And that's my answer. So try B and C. Okay, so first I'm going to do 5m times 8m minus 1 plus 2 times 8m minus 1. So 5m times 8m is 40m squared minus 5m plus 16m minus 2. So now I combine my like terms and I see that it's 40m squared plus 11m, because this was a negative 5 plus 16, so that's 11, minus 2. Letter C, I have 9a times 7a plus 4 negative 8, or plus negative 8 times 7a plus 4. Okay, so 9a times 7a is 63a squared plus 36a minus 8 times 7a, which is 56a minus 32. So now I have 63a squared minus 20a, because 36 minus 56 is negative 20, minus 32. So, example 2. Now here's another technique. It's called FOIL, and it's not like the foil you'd use in the kitchen. It's called first, it's like PEMDAS, outer, inner, and last. I always learned it as first, outside, inside, last. So, what you're going to do is you're going to multiply the two first digits. If you look at just the sets of parentheses, see how this is a set of parentheses and this is a set? If you look at just those, first is you multiply the two first numbers. Outer, which means you multiply the outer numbers, the ones that are on the outside. Inner means you're going to multiply the inner numbers. And last means you're going to multiply the last two digits. So if I were to do A, I'll show you how to do this. Whoops. So first I'm going to do 3x times 2x, which is 6x squared, outside is 3x times 5, so that's 15x. And then I do those two on the top. I do the first digit on the top, and then I do the second digit. 4 times 2x, those are the inside. So that's 8x. And then you do the outside numbers, which is 20. So then you have 6x squared plus 23x plus 20. It's just the exact same thing as the distributive property, just with this little technique called FOIL. So try B. All right, so you have 3x times 2x, which is 6x squared. 3x times 5 is 15x. Negative 4 times 2x is minus 8x. And negative 4 times 5 is negative 20. You have to start thinking of that as a negative 4, because when you distribute it, that negative sign has to be with it. So then you get 6x squared plus 7x minus 20. A completely different answer than the first one because I had a negative sign. All right, so number 3, it says applying multiplication of polynomials. Which expression best describes the area of the shaded region? So if I want just the shaded region, if you look at this, that would be just this outer area. So first, what I'm going to do is I am going to find the area of the big rectangle. So I'm going to find the area of this, and then I'm going to find the area of this one, and I'm going to subtract it. So let's find the area of the big one first. So that's 2x plus 5. Area is length times width times 3x plus 1. So if I do this, I get 6x squared plus 2x plus 15x plus 5. So now I have 6x squared plus 17x plus 5. So that's the area of the large one. Now I'm going to find the area of this small one. I'm going to do x times x plus 2. So if I do this, I get x squared plus 2x, and I'm going to subtract that from this equation, x squared minus 2x. I keep my area as one big group because the area of this is x squared plus 2x, and I'm going to subtract it as a group. I keep it together. So if I were to subtract this, I would have 6x squared minus x squared, so that's 5x squared. Now, negative and a negative make a positive, so that would be plus 2x plus 17x, so that's 19x plus 5. So if I go up, I have 5x squared plus 19x. What did I do wrong? Oh, I put this as a plus, and this is supposed to be a plus, so that's supposed to be minus. Good thing. 15x plus 5. So then if I look at my answer choices, I have C is my correct answer. So look at that. I just made a tiny little mistake, and I would have gotten the whole problem wrong. So you just really need to be very careful. And we all know it's so easy to make a little mistake, but if you show all of this work, I'm still going to give you partial credit for the problem. And then you'll be able to see. And maybe that would only just be a half wrong because all you did was have a plus instead of a minus. Okay? So, multiplying a trinomial and a binomial. So now, if I wanted to do my FOIL, it really wouldn't, it would be a little bit confusing. So, I can do that, but right here they're showing you two different ways. So, you can multiply using the vertical method. So this is exactly like you would set up a normal multiplication problem, where you have like 72 times 13, and you set your problem up like that. You can do that with these polynomials. So what you do is you do negative 3 times negative 6, so that's an 18. Then you do negative 3 times x, so that's negative 3x. And then negative 3 times 4x squared is negative 12x squared. So if you see what they're doing, it's exactly the same as just an old school multiplication problem. Or you can do FOIL, but if you look, it gets kind of messy. What they do is they take the monomial and they put it out front. And then they take each digit of this, the binomial, sorry. They take each digit and they multiply it to everything in the trinomial. So the 2 gets multiplied to all 3 things, and the negative 3 gets multiplied to all 3 terms. So let's try one. So try this. You don't have to use both methods. You can choose. Okay, so I'm going to use FOIL, and I'm going to do this first. So 6n times 2n squared is 12n cubed. 6n times n is 6n squared. And then 6n times 7 is 42n. And then I'm going to do negative 8. Remember, this is negative 8 when you're doing this problem. So negative 8 times 2n squared is negative 16n squared. Negative 8 times n is negative 8n. And negative 8 times 7 is negative 56. Now I combine like terms. Well, I don't have any other 12n cubes. I don't have any other n cubes, so that's my only one. I have a negative 16n squared and a positive 6n squared, so that's going to be negative 10n squared. So those are done. And then I have a 42n minus 8n, so that is 34n. And then those are done, and then I have minus 56. So it's kind of fun because it's like a little puzzle, but I know you probably don't think it's fun. But that's it for your notes.